Coming up on City Spotlight, we head back to Paris for an on-location episode. First, we talk with Linda Lane, Executive Director of the Paris Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism, about how Paris is doing 3 years after the start of the pandemic, the latest going on with the Paris Chamber, and an update on economic development in Paris. Then we'll talk education in Paris with Paris High School Assistant Principal Denise Young. Denise will tell us about a recent accident to the Paris High School gym. Also, Denise tells about the Student Assistance Team, after-school tutoring, SAT prep classes, and CTE certification at Paris High School. It's the latest going on in Paris. Next on City Spotlight. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com. And hello and welcome to another edition of City Spotlight. As you can see, we're on location for this episode and we're back in a familiar spot, the offices of the Paris Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism, because we're talking Paris on this episode. To help us out in this first segment, we welcome back a familiar face to the program, Linda Lane, Executive Director of the Paris Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism. Linda, it's great to see you again.
It's good to see you too.
Pleasure to be back talking Paris. Last talked with Linda 2 years ago about this time, almost 2 years on the dot or so. Times were a little bit different the last time we talked. We were at the heart of the pandemic as a community leader, which you certainly are. Are things what we would consider somewhat back to normal here in Paris?
Yes, I believe that Paris has recovered quite well from the pandemic. I think that it's back to business as usual. There are a few changes, of course, with the pandemic. Many people worked from home, and that's kind of caught on. So I do believe that some people are still working, remotely from home. But as a whole, I believe Paris is back to normal.
Okay, very good. I know we talked last time. You had some things going on at the time that were to help out the businesses. I presume they probably worked for them at the time, and you're back to business as usual, as you said. We're going to change things up here on City Spotlight. We typically talk right off the bat about new economic development. We're going to flip things around and let's continue talking chamber-related things. You have an event that's, I think, going on, you said, right now, but I think it's pertinent to talk about it. It's called the Red Ticket Shopping Spree Week.
Yes.
What is it? And it's going on right now?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It started Monday and it runs through Saturday.
Okay.
We have approximately 30 businesses that are participating. What it is if a shopper goes into a participating business and makes a purchase of at least $25, they are giving a red ticket that they sign and include their phone number. It goes into a drawing on Saturday for a $100 cash prize.
I'm sure you've done things that are somewhat like this, but is this the first time doing something exactly like this?
Well, we did one actually right before Christmas, but not to this extent. And our main purpose and focus is to help out the businesses to try to bring more customers in and more business to their shops.
The shop local.
Yes.
That we hear all the time
local.
in every community. Very good.
Yes. Shop smart, shop local.
And that's going on right now. Again, we're taping here near the end of February, but good to mention that going on because as a chamber director, you have all kinds of activities to engage the community.
Right.
Very good. I am excited to follow up on something that I talked with Linda about 2 years ago. It was an idea then, and we now know it is happening. Couldn't frame the camera shot up quite perfectly here, but the bottom of the Eiffel Tower here is something I want to kind of segue here to this. You talked about an idea of bringing an Eiffel Tower to Paris, Illinois. And that was an idea then. Now it's a reality. I understand as we talked before we started recording this episode, the location of where this Eiffel Tower is going to be different than when we last talked. So fill us in on where the Eiffel Tower will be.
Yes, well, we met with the city. The chamber met with the city and checked out different locations and came to an agreement that the Kiwanis Memorial Park is probably the best location. It's out near the Twin Lakes Park.
Okay.
And so it has a lot of area that we can, welcome visitors to and the sightseers, and it just seemed to be the perfect location.
There's already a lot to see out there.
Yes.
At the Twin Lakes. Again, reemphasize, if someone's watching this episode for the first time, and you showed me, you have some visuals that we're probably showing while we're talking.
Yes.
This was an idea of yours. What? And tell the story again for our viewers at home that may have not seen that previous interview,
Okay.
why this idea kind of came about.
Well, as the chamber director, I frequently had people come in and they would say, I just was in Paris, Texas, or I was in Paris, Tennessee,
Right.
and I got my picture taken with the Eiffel Tower. Where is your Eiffel Tower? And so this was kind of, it clicked an interest in me, and I thought, got the wheels turning, and I thought, Paris does need an Eiffel Tower. And we did years ago have one in the park, but it was, of course, a smaller replica. And this one's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a twisted tower.
Okay.
And it was designed by John Chittick, a local person in Paris that
Fantastic.
came up with this idea. And so, yeah, that's where we're going with this. I'm really excited. So, yeah, I wanted to follow this dream through. And we've been planning and working on this for probably 2 years or better.
Right. You obviously shared the idea to me 2 years ago, and it's amazing how many ideas don't go through, but it's really cool to hear that it's going to happen.
Yes.
Is it a prerequisite for any town named Paris to have an Eiffel Tower, even if it's not the grand structure in Paris, France?
I pretty much think so, because like I said, people would say, where's your Eiffel Tower? Every Paris we've been to has an Eiffel Tower. And so I think it kind of is. It's a trademark.
Very good. And it will be up on the north end of town, as you mentioned, Kiwanis Park, which is up by the Twin Lakes Park.
Yes.
Very good. All right, let's move from Twin Lakes Park, Kiwanis Park area, back to the downtown. Something I've gotten many shots of here on episodes involving Paris. Going to get some new banners.
Yes,
Fantastic.
we are. We are going to begin a program called Adopt a Pole, and local businesses in the past purchased the banners and had their name included on the banner. And so we are going to, I think it was 2014 when we first had the banners installed. And so they've been weathered, they've been through a lot. And so it's time to replace those. So we are looking at a couple of potential designs now and hope to get that up and going maybe late spring.
Fantastic. Started taping this program, City Spotlight, in 2015, so that wasn't too long after those banners did look kind of pristine at the time. So things do wear down. Very good.
Yes.
Good. Look forward to seeing them. Very good. You also wanted to share, Linda, with our viewers at home, you have a new organization in town that's looking to help improve areas like the downtown and other things in Paris. What's the organization?
The organization is called the Paris Improvement Organization. It's been in existence for a couple of years. Our initial thought was to try to clean up Paris. So we had a committee that went out and, they pulled weeds around the park and then the lakes and stuff. And so it was basically to clean up Paris. But we've also did many improvements. We have all of the murals and stuff that the Paris Improvement has done, as well as we have one that is even the famous Brett Eldridge mural.
Ooh.
So
Fantastic.
we've done that, and now we're looking at a new project, and that's going to be tiger statues.
Very nice.
Yes.
When we were talking before, another community not too far from here has a similar thing with their local team's mascot. So, hey, a good idea is a good idea.
Yes.
Very good. In a community the size of Paris, this is kind of a follow-up question that I recognize in every community, regardless of size, you need all of these organizations to make things work. So to have another organization to help out, it's a tremendous thing for the community.
Yes. It's been very successful so far. We have a lot of, very interested and active members, and we hope to make lots of more improvements.
Fantastic. All right. I said I'd change things around, so we're going to kind of wrap up our interview with Linda talking about new businesses, economic development in the community. It's been 2 years since I taped with you.
Yes.
And I've driven through Paris casually, personally, but also coming into town today on a beautiful sunny day like we're taping here on February 23rd. You noticed some new food establishments. And let's first of all talk about Tiger Mart. It was a former location there of a former grocery store, and it's now called Tiger Mart. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, just a few months ago, local individuals opened up a grocery store, and it's called GW Tiger Market.
Okay.
And it's really neat. It's if you go inside, the decor is typical, the orange and the black with the tigers.
Nice.
And it was very much welcome to Paris because, as you know, several years ago we lost Kroger, and that was our main grocery store here in Paris. We still have Walmart, but we needed another grocery store. So these individuals came in and opened up this store. They are also the ones who are the owners of the local market or locker, meat locker. And so, yeah, we've got that. Then if you go on down Jasper, we've got Scooter's Coffee Shop.
Yeah.
It's a drive-through.
Very noticeable.
Yes.
Driving along Jasper. Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm sure every community has their avid coffee drinkers.
Yes, yes. And under construction also will be another coffee shop. It's
Really?
Starbucks is coming to town.
Wow.
Of course.
That is a name.
Yes.
Very
yes.
good. So, wow. Okay. So,
Yes.
coffee options galore. And any other new things as far as economic development in Paris?
Well, we have several places coming into town or wanting to come into town.
Very good.
That's our biggest problem is we have more people wanting to open up businesses in the downtown area, and all of our buildings are full.
Oh, okay.
Which I guess that's a good thing and a bad
Yes,
thing.
it
It's
is
a good thing they're
yeah.
full, but it's a bad thing that we don't have any place for the people that are wanting to come in and set up establishments. So,
And I think we were trying to say maybe the skating rink.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
tell us about that.
the new owners of the skating rink have been very successful with
And that's along
opening it.
It's along Jasper as well? Is that
No,
okay,
no,
my
no.
bad.
It is on North Main.
Oh, North Main, my bad.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, and they even have, it's really gotten to be known as a place for the youth to go. And
Very good.
they are so enjoying it. It's good exercise and for the adults as well.
Yeah, and for communities to have those avenues for
Yes.
the youth is a fantastic thing. So
Yes,
very
it
good.
is.
So the new ownership. So any improvements to the facility for the kids to use, or just it's open?
But it's open. They've spruced it up. They have like a little food, like deli type place in there where you can
nice.
order things and watch your children skate if you don't join them. But it's very nice, and they've even got, I believe, once a week they have like different sponsors. Like some of the churches will sponsor skating for the kids, so they
Right.
can go there and skate for free. And then they have a devotion time, and so
Wow.
it's been really great.
Fantastic. Don't have any more questions listed, Linda, but to give you the chance, the opportunity. We're early in the new year here in Paris, Illinois, and is there anything else you'd like to add here before we finish off the segment?
Well, the Chamber is going to have their annual banquet, which is called our Chamber Celebration, and that will be April the 1st. It's going to be at our local American Legion.
Fantastic.
And our theme this year is the Red Carpet Runway. Ooh. So we're going to go with that, and it should be a fun evening and with
Fantastic.
entertainment and good food and a lot of fellowship.
Well, great to catch up on Paris, Illinois at the beginning of the year because things are just getting going, and we've been pleased to talk for a third time here on City Spotlight with Linda Lane of the Paris Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism. Linda, it's great to talk with you again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
And coming up next here on City Spotlight, we'll change locations and head to the north end of Paris, and we'll talk education at Paris Community High School. But first, let's take a look at some of the upcoming activities going on in Paris. And we're back here on City Spotlight, this new on-location episode on Paris. As promised, we've changed locations, and we are on the north end of Paris, back at a familiar spot, Paris High School, and we welcome first time to the program, the assistant principal at Paris High School, Denise Young. Denise, it's a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Great to be back at Paris High School. We've been here more times than I can count on location episodes and subject matters here at Paris High School, so it's glad to Glad to be back here on the north end of Paris, and first time for Denise. Before we talk about this current school year at Paris High School, Denise, tell our audience about yourself, please.
Okay. Well, I am originally from Marshall, Illinois. I graduated from there and then ended up going to college and pursued my educational career. And that led me down to the sunny state of Florida, in which I was down there off and on for 20 years.
Okay.
I did have a 3-year stint. I came back to Robinson, Illinois, and I coached the women's basketball team at Lincoln Trail College.
All right, very good.
Which was an exciting time. And then as my career path kind of progressed, I got into educational leadership, and as they say, here we are. So I've been here at Paris High School for 3 years as administration, and then prior to that I was administration 5 years down in Florida.
So you're from the general area, you left, you came back, so 3 years in Paris, Illinois. So I guess I could ask you, what do you enjoy about being an educator in this community?
Well, I mean, education and kids and you know, high schools, I mean, you have the activities, you have the, you know, just a lot of different facets to education that I really admire at the high school level. I pretty much have been at the secondary level my whole career, and you know, with that I've always been involved with the extracurriculars, with the clubs, with the academics. You know, you have the discipline side to it as well, unfortunately. That's part of the job, exactly. But you know, you know, you have the drama, the theater. There's just so much to the high school level, and it's exciting, and I think it kind of keeps you young, being around these younger kids.
Great to have another educator here in the Paris School District, and again, glad to be back here at Paris High School. Denise has some nice talking points that we're going to get to in just a second, but I want to get to a facilities-related question, Denise. Folks at home we're taping here on February 27th with Denise, so about, I guess, 3 months ago officially, however you want to calculate, 2-3 months ago. Unfortunate little accident there at the Paris gym, and I don't know if other areas were impacted, but there was a water accident.
Correct.
Impacted the gym, and activities, PE, athletic events kind of had to be moved.
Right.
Give us a little summary of what happened and how it's impacted the students here at Paris High School.
So we got an unexpected Christmas present with, you know, the bursting of the
I'd
water
call that
pipes. So I do have to say, you know, all the moving parts that are making the schedule changes happen have worked very well together. There's been a lot of collaboration between different stakeholders, you know, insurance to other people within the community, to the school personnel, to our teachers, to our coaches, our athletic director, having to rearrange schedules, and our bus drivers, because we have to have bus transportation to get the students. The Armory, thank you to the Armory for allowing us to be able to use their facility as a backup for our PE classes. So, you know, there's just been a lot of moving parts to this, and again, kudos to all those that are involved, because it's really kind of made it a seamless process, and we got on it right away. The students were notified of, okay, this is going to be our schedule change. Our PE teachers have done a great job of adapting, and you know, they split their schedule half day, so half of the day they're at the Armory, half the day they're in the weight room. Our athletic director has worked countless hours in working with the other schools and getting our games, because we're in the thick of basketball season in January.
Not to interrupt you, but to have a backup place such as the iconic Evelyn Gym in Paris as an avenue. I mean, I don't know communities of this size that would have a secondary gym in case something like this happened.
It really has been a blessing, and the nostalgia, you know, that it just comes with that. And I hear, you know, people when I'm at the games, they're saying, "Oh, I'm glad to be back here." So, yes, it's definitely a blessing that we have that. We've also had to use some of our middle schools, so thank you to them as well, to their gyms. So, like I said, just a lot of different moving pieces.
Very much a team effort to have to, since you're a former coach, audible.
Yes.
As far as moving forward, the gym is typically used later in the school year, as we know. the annual staple here in Paris, Illinois, which is Mayfete. What's the status on activities that would be used in that gym toward the end of the school year? Do you have any update for our viewers on things like Mayfete that would be happening later in the school year?
Right. So, I mean, that's to be determined at
Okay.
this point. We're still, we're keeping our fingers crossed, hoping that we could possibly
Right.
get the gym floor done by Mayfete and graduation.
Right.
But again, we do have that backup if needed
Right.
at the Evelyn gym.
All right, great backup to have there. Unfortunate to hear about that. Well, Denise has a few talking points she'd like to share with our viewers. So, Denise, let's fire away.
Okay.
First of all, let's talk about the Student Assistance Team.
Okay, so the Students Assistance Team, which we'll just call it SAT,
Sounds good.
meets every week, and that committee is comprised of administration, our student services, our mental health counselors, our attendance specialists from the region, and our school nurse and our paraprofessional who helps with our attendance.
Right.
So it's a compilation of all of these different persons who see the student through a different lens,
Right.
and to address, whether it's chronic truancy, whether it's someone who's been sick or ill, or maybe they've had some sort of a medical procedure that's, keeping them out of school. We also talk about some other interventions that might be used for students that maybe are struggling academically. And, so like I said, it's just a round table discussion to see how we can address and meet the needs of the student who's struggling.
Very important to have that group of folks available at any level of education for the
Absolutely.
behavioral, social, emotional, those areas. Very good. Let's jump on to point number 2 you wanted to talk about, after-school tutoring program.
Right. So we have an after-school tutoring program that runs Monday through Thursday, and students can stay after school and work with teachers, in any subject area that they might be struggling within. I think a lot of the students, they're time crunched,
Yes,
if you
they
will, because they have jobs or something like that, extracurricular activities, and so this is a bonus to them that they can use this time to work on some things that they just might need a little extra assistance with. So.
Great resource available to the
It
students.
is a great resource.
Because at this age, the workload of schoolwork, and if they are I see the pictures of all the athletic teams behind you, they need that extra time to get the work done. It's a great resource.
And another thing I would like to add on that is that we offer some transportation, because we are out here a
Right.
little ways from
Got it.
the center of town.
Right.
So we do have a bus that is provided that can take the
Great.
kids back into town, and then parents can pick them up at more of a local point.
Very good. All right, third point, and you use the acronym, or however you want to call it, for Student Assistance Team, which is SAT, but when people think of SAT, they think of the test. You want to talk about SAT prep classes.
Right. So we also offer some SAT prep classes, which is our math and our English testing format platform that we use. And we have 2 teachers here, one who is, focuses on the math aspect, and one that focuses on the English aspect. And we provide that service to our students free of charge. And that's in an evening class. So again, it's on a designated day. It's on Wednesdays. So students can plan their activities and or work schedule around that. And it's just to prepare them. It's like a test prep to help prepare them for that test.
Right.
Because we know that, their junior year they're taking the SAT. And so we want to help prepare them as best as we can.
It's a part of the process from high school to college, and you have those tests that help students get wherever they're going next.
That's correct.
All right, the fourth thing you wanted to share with us, Denise, CTE certifications.
All right. So I feel like I'm very proud of this at Paris High School, that we offer a lot of certifications. Mr. Cox and I, the principal, we talk about, college and career ready. So we'd
Right.
like to have, for students who are going the college track, we want to get them ready in that realm. For students who are going more into the career track, we want to prepare them for that. So we offer a lot of career-ready classes and certifications that students can get certified in. Some examples of these are our health occupations, our early childhood education. We have, I know I'm going to forget some. We have our Microsoft Office,
Okay.
which is a suite of all the Microsoft,
Right.
Word, Excel, and so forth. We have an EMT class. Just an assortment and array of classes that students can earn certification so that when they go into the career force, they're a step ahead of somebody who might just be entering it, just coming in off the street. We have our machine tool tech.
Yep.
We have welding. I mean, we have just a wide range.
I've checked out the welding class. Quite impressive.
It is pretty impressive, and you don't have a lot of schools around here that offer those. So we're extremely proud of that, and extremely proud of our teachers who continue teaching our students that important skill.
Right.
And whether or not they go into that, they've at least been exposed to it,
Right.
and earning that. To earn that certification, they have to take a test, and they have to pass that test. And so, it's not just you take the class and you're certified. You have to go through the proper channels. And one thing that we'd like to offer to our students, those who are graduating, they get a medallion at
Cool.
graduation if they've earned a certification.
So not just a diploma, they get a medallion too.
Yeah,
All right.
something tangible for them to take home with them.
Well, we've heard about a lot of these things that Denise has talked about here, a lot of resources available to the students at Paris High School, and a lot of ways for them to be ready for the next part of their life. Denise Young, assistant principal here at Paris High School. It's been a pleasure having you on City Spotlight for the first time. We look
Thank
forward to
you.
talking with you down the road.
All right, thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. And that'll do it for our latest City Spotlight episode on Paris. We've been on location. Thanks for watching.
City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com.